going to... Oh, I can spray it. Look at me, I'm concerned. You know, she tries to be like her. Yeah. And she's like...
Good evening and welcome to Benedetti Lilly Stadium on the campus of North Central College. Tonight's College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin Tournament semifinal features the Carthage College Lady Reds and your North Central College Cardinals. The NCAA, the CCIW, and North Central College encourage and promote good sportsmanship among student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial or sexist comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, spectators, or team representatives, as well as public intoxication and consumption or possession of alcoholic beverages and tobacco products are grounds for removal from the stadium and other disciplinary action. Introducing tonight's starting lineups. First, for the Lady Reds. Number 1, Rachel Muscle. Number 3, Heather Martin. Number 4, Megan McNamara. Number 7, India Sudan. Number 9, Marissa Pellegrini. Number 10, Katie Stell. Number 12, Elena Herman. Number 14, Emily Lima. Number 15, Nicole Bowman. Number 17, Jessica Gibson. Number 24, Kendall Sampson. Number 29, Maggie Allen. Carthage is coached by Lauren Hine. She's assisted by Tess Lebed and Laura Swanson. And now, the starting lineup for your North Central College Cardinals. Number 3, Nell Scranton. Number 5, Addie Records. Number 7, Paige Natterney. Number 13, Christina Truver. Number 14, Nick Richardson Clerk. Number 17, Madeline McHugh. Number 20, Jessica Deachin. Number 21, Emily Kosak. Number 22, Grace Steiner. Number 23, Annabelle Steiner. Number 25, Rebecca Clausen. Number 99, Camille Sardicio. The Cardinals are coached by Danielle Fiala. She is assisted by Claire Norfleet and Kaylin Spatal. The faculty mentor is John Small. At this time, we ask that you please rise and face the flag at the south end of the field as we honor America with the playing of the national anthem.
playoff time here at Benedetti Worley Stadium on the campus of North Central College. Zach Bucher, Kevin Jackman here on NCTV 17. And for the first time in the program's history, the North Central Cardinals will host a game in the CCIW tournament after finishing the regular season with an impressive 15-2 mark. Carthage is the opponent this evening. The Lady Red 12-5. They finished just behind the Cardinals in the conference standings. The Cardinals were 5-1. The Lady Red 4-2, and all of this behind Illinois Wesleyan, who looms as this #1 seed in the conference tournament. But before one of these two teams can play for the right to play either Illinois Wesleyan or Carroll, they're going to have to get through each other, and this is going to be a very evenly matched contest tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those matchups that are going to be fun to watch. These two teams squared off earlier in the season, and it was a close game with a final of 13-9 in favor of the Cardinals. So it'll be interesting to see how the Cardinals respond to now playing them at home, whereas that game was up in Kenosha. And we've seen this Cardinal team just explode with offense here at Benedetti Worley Stadium.
That first one was close, a 13-9 score. Should be pretty indicative of how this game will go tonight. Speaking of the game for a moment there, we didn't think we'd have one. Lightning struck with about 20 minutes to go on the clock for warm-ups. And the game was immediately put into a delay. We're about 36 minutes late to the opening whistle as a repair is currently being made to the south end of the field's goalpost. Some good old duct tape, I believe, is being applied to one of the pipes in the net. But 30 minutes up on the clock, and we will pray, we will hope that there is not lightning from here on out. It should be noted up front that should this game get 48 minutes in, it will be ruled official. The team that leads after 48 minutes is the team that will win. So that's the benchmark that these two teams will hope to get to. At least one of these teams, whoever is on top at that point in the game, is going to be hoping that this game is made official. The alternative is to push the game to tomorrow night. And as the remedies have been made to the south goalpost, we're just about set for Lacrosse here on NCTV 17, the home of Cardinal Athletics. This Lady Red team is a good one, and they boast some of the conference's top players, including the top assist getter in Megan McNamara, 2.71 a game. And also one of the best in draw controls, and Jessie Gibson. And a whistle blows it dead as looked like there was somebody a little too giddy to get this game underway. Mink Richardson Clerk in there for North Central. Gibson in there at midfield for the Lady Red. And again, a whistle blows, and this time it's simply awarded to Carthage. And they'll have to take it back to midfield. And we are officially underway. Here we go. Our clock is running and game is in progress. Big first possession. You mentioned this off the top as well, Zach, is this Cardinal team is accustomed to getting out to leads, and it would be really nice for them to get out to one as far as their mentality goes.
Yeah, especially since in the last matchup, although it didn't faze them too much, the Lady Red got out and they scored the first 2 goals of the game. But as we talk about the Cardinal offense so very frequently, we talk about their defense almost as frequent, where they held them scoreless for 18 minutes in that game after those first 2 goals.
Nicole Bowman with the goal for the Lady Red gets it past Camille Sagacio, the goalkeeper for North Central, from a point-blank range. And just like that, the Lady Red on top by a 1-0 score, 29:07 to go here in the first half. So, like you just said, did not face the Cardinals the last time these two teams met. We'll see if that has any effect on them this time. It's all about those draw controls. Who can get the most out of each and every possession? So it's going to be up to Richardson Clerk here to try and get the Cardinals an offensive shot. And here we go. Take two, and the ground ball being scooped up and controlled by Bowman. A whistle goes against the Cardinals, and Bowman able to shuffle it backwards. This Cardinal team extremely impressive this season. Without a doubt, the best in program history. They score goals at a prolific rate, and Camille Segasio in net was arguably the top performer they've had at that position in program history as well. So across the board, this is a really good team.
Yeah, they've been getting prime-time performances up and down this lineup, not just from their goal scorers, but from their defenders, and as you mentioned, Segasio, who's just been red hot this season. One of the top save percentage goalies in the CCIW, if not the top, which we can take a look at that. Yes, she is actually tops in the conference. So when you have a goalkeeper like that, it makes the offense come a little easier when you have that to fall back on.
Both teams with a turnover here in the last 2 minutes. Some lightning flashing on the horizon, but I believe it's far enough away where it should not impact the game for now. Hopefully it stays that way. Of course, our game being delayed tonight because of weather, and more inclement weather is on the way, we're being told.
Yeah, the weather seemingly not wanting to cooperate over the next couple of days.
Rachel Mussel with a free position, shadowed by a couple of Cardinals and Emily Kosak and Grace Steiner. Make that Annabelle Steiner. And Mussel puts it top right shelf. And Deja Vu, the Lady Red, with a 2-0 lead over North Central here in the first half. Cardinals have yet to touch the ball on the offensive half of the field, and that, well, that'll cause a timeout taken by Danielle Fiala. She'll talk it over, and we'll take a break. Back on the other side of the TO on NCTV 17. Following the timeout taken by Danielle Fiala, it's another control at midfield. And Christina Truver had it popped up, and ball left behind. Ground ball still being fought for, and it will be awarded to North Central. So Truver gets the Cardinals their first shot on the offensive end, carries it in, and let's see if they can settle into this contest tonight. As a whistle blows again, a lot of contact made as Truver made her way towards the end zone. She'll get a free position about 10 meters away.
And you mentioned the conference's top draw control percentages earlier. Christina Truver is at the top of that list.
Truver blocked. Phenomenal save in net by Maggie Allen, a senior from Lawrence, Kansas. And if there's one advantage that this Carthage team has over North Central, it is the experience factor. There are more juniors and a senior at the helm of the defense And that in comparison to not a single upperclassman for North Central.
And sometimes in these playoff situations, it might actually come down to experience over just talent, because this Cardinal team has talent up and down, but the playoffs are a much different beast than the regular season, and the experience might show.
Right now it's Carthage getting off to a hot start in this first half. For 3.5 minutes in, and the Lady Red already with 2 goals in their back pocket. Again, the last time these two teams met, it was a 13-9 win for the Cardinals. Picked up by Rebecca Clausen, carried up the sideline. And she draws a whistle and will shuffle it away. And connects after a quick bobble with Paige Nadherney. Nice pass out in front, 2-on-1, North Central with the advantage. And blocked by Allen. Unbelievable block. And now it's the Lady Reds' turn to come sprinting down the other way. And what a play by Annabelle Steiner to poke it away from behind and allow her teammates to get back and recover. A whistle at 25:38 will give Carthage a free position, I believe. It's going to be a free shot, in fact, as Segasio stares down a potential third goal. Only 2 juniors on this North Central team stand between the pipes, as the shot misses wide right, but a Lady Red player right there. It was Megan McNamara. And another goal. This time it skips in for Muscle. Second tally tonight for number 1, the senior from Mendota Heights, Minnesota.
Not a common thing that we've seen so far out of Segasio this season. Especially, she was coming off one of, well, a record-setting game against Carroll, setting a single-game record with 18 saves. And it
looks like the Cardinals are making a change in net. Abigail Lears has come out onto the field, and Camille Segasio trots off. That's a very quick pull for Danielle Fiala, who is not waiting around in what is the program's biggest game in its short 10-year history.
And given what we've seen out of Segasio this season and just how much she means to this defense, I can't imagine that she's going to sit out for very much time. I feel like this is more of a, hey, I'm going to take you out, collect yourself mentally, and then get back out there and dominate.
Truver fouled on her way to the net. And she'll be given a free position at the top, or at least near it. Had a similar angle from the opposite side and was blocked and saved by Allen. Take 2. Off the top pipe. Cardinals unlucky so far. And Allen just straight up good.
Yeah, Allen has actually been challenging these players at the top of the 10-meter line, rushing out onto them to get the ball before it even travels very far.
I have to say, in 3 years calling lacrosse, that is the very first time I've seen an offensive foul called. That was on Jessica Deachin, the team leader in a lot of respects, behind only Addie Records in goals. Near the crease, Lady Red buzz again, and this shot falls wide and out of play. Lady Red will pick it up and get back to work. Lights taking effect of Benedetti Worley Stadium this evening. It is a humid night, and one in which we've already seen a torrential downpour and some brief moments of lightning and thunder, but for the moment it is calm. And we hope it stays that way. Blocked and taken away by North Central, and a big hit. Going down is Paige Nadherney. Draws the whistle and now gets it away downfield. Great defensive play from Nadherney.
Yeah, and that's something that the Cardinals kind of need right now. They've been a little bit stagnant on offense. Got a couple of good looks, but perhaps some defensive spark might get their offense rolling here.
Maddie McHugh behind the net, and a big open swath of grass in front of the net as the Cardinals go into a set. McHugh waits, observes, tries to back it down, now has it chopped away. Ground ball being fought for, and into the stick it goes to a Lady Red player, and she is fouled on the play. 23 minutes to go here in the first half. The goalkeeper, Allen, controls and lines one to the 30-yard line. And now it's a foot race to the goal. And what a pass out in front. Tic-tac-toe, and Clausen clears the deck. That might draw a card. And it'll draw a yellow on Clausen, who straight up stick checks Megan McNamara.
Yeah, I understand that was good passing, and there was really no one back on defense for the Cardinals, but I don't feel like that was really something you needed to do if you were Clausen. Just slide your feet, get in front, and at least alter the shot.
So now McNamara left on an island with Abigail Lears. And no shot attempts. Cutting across, and Lears picks up a weakened shot. That dribbles up into the crease. And now Lears gets it out in front and finds Truver. Truver dumps it off, and now Nadherney scrambles to pick it up. Zips it ahead, and the Cardinals are off and going. Nice move put on by Grace Steiner. Now slows down and waits for help. McHugh to Steiner. Steiner to the top and gets it to Deachin. Deachin trying to sandwich her way between a couple of defenders, and a foul called.
And the Lady Red really pressuring the ball on defense, and it almost looks like it's caught the Cardinals off guard. They don't really know what to do, and they've made a few mistakes so far because of it.
Deachin races in, and again it's Allen who finds it in her net. What a start for the senior goalkeeper. That is the third point-blank save she has made, except this time she throws it away, trying to get it out into the flat. Haven't said the name Addie Records a lot tonight. Perhaps that is by design for the Lady Red to try and minimize her impact on this game. She turns it over. That one goes behind the net and out of play. It's going to be Cardinal ball. Big gust of wind blowing into the stadium. Hopefully that is not an ominous sign as it's thrown out in front. Richardson Clerk with it. And thrown away. Sloppy exchanges here in the last few minutes as we near the 20-minute mark in the first half. Richardson Clerk with it. And a whistle blows before the shot attempt, which was, by the way, blocked by Allen. Shocker. She's been phenomenal in there in the cage.
Yeah, a lot of these shots that the Cardinals have gotten off so far are ones that we've seen hit the back of the twine a lot of the time so far this season.
A bouncer off the body and then off the goalpost on the football field. Some fans having some fun banter here inside Benedetti Worley Stadium. Good crowd on hand tonight despite the adverse weather conditions. It looks like the rain has somewhat returned. Cardinals still searching for the game's first goal. Coughed up, battled for, plucked away by the Lady Red, knocked away by the Cardinals. Ground ball fought for and given to the Cardinals. Annabelle Steiner with it. 19:09 to go here in the first half.
I feel like that's what half wrestling is like. They don't know the rules, so they just sit there like, hey.
Interesting.
I'm not sure what that was signifying. But with 19 minutes to go, it's thrown ahead. And Carthage will threaten for their fourth goal of the game. Cardinals rejecting said advance in another phenomenal move put on by Steiner. And Deachin will be pulled back to the spot of the foul. Makes it through one defender, knocked around by another. And Carthage really going at Deachin, and that draws a yellow card. So both teams have picked up some cards here in the first half. Bit chippy.
Both teams really want to win out there, and they're showing it with the aggressive defense and aggressive play on both sides of the field. That's what playoff games in any sport will do.
Deachin with it, 18-18 to go first half. Record with the screen. Goal put in, but a whistle blows the play dead before the shot was released. Allen with 4 saves in net. Has been tremendous tonight. Can she make it 5? Just out of reach. They say baseball is a game of inches. Right now, this lacrosse game is.
Absolutely. Especially if you have watched the Cardinals play as much as we have this season, you know that a lot of these attempts that they've had over the first few minutes, we've seen them go for goals a lot of the time. Allen's doing an incredible job in net right now, and the Cardinals just can't find an answer to get it past her. Albeit one did get past, it just didn't count.
Ball loose behind the net. Ground ball being fought for and won by McNamara. Gets it out in front, and a goal put in by Jesse Gibson, the midfielder, just a freshman. Gives the Lady Red a 4-0 advantage. 17-14 to go in the first half, and it's all Carthage in this semifinal match between North Central and Carthage.
And that's the Ladies Red's goal, the number 17.
A shocking state of affairs to begin this game, and one that has undeniably put the Cardinals on their heels.
Yeah, but the one thing you have to realize if you are the Cardinals, you have the talent, you have the ability to be a great team. There's no that you didn't finish the season 15-2 for no reason. And you also have 47 minutes still left in this game. You have plenty of time. Just relax, play your game, and you'll eventually get back into it.
Draw control at midfield. Truver in for North Central. Gibson for the Lady Red. And it's again Carthage taking it. Leaving it behind for a moment, though. India Sudan dishes behind the net. McNamara surveys, now swarmed by a couple of the Cardinals. Ball knocked loose and picked up by NCC. Thrown ahead and out of the reach of the Cardinals' Nellie Scranton, but there to recover it is Maddie McHugh. Who's going to step up for the game's first goal for NCC? Scranton with it. McHugh backing her way in across the crease, and it's again blocked by Allen. Ground ball, one in the back of the end zone by Carthage, and North Central ball.
Good hustle there. Gets the Cardinals another possession.
Minks, Richardson, Clerk. Gives to Deachin. Deachin drives. And the Cardinals are on the board.
Leave it to one of the best scorers on the team to get it going. And that's got to feel good if you're the Cardinals. Obviously, you've been playing hard for almost 15 minutes now and without a goal. Now you're on the board. Now you can loosen up a little bit and get back to playing your game on the offensive end. And who knows, this could open the floodgates.
Deachin's 48th goal of the season. Third on the team in points behind Eddie Records and Christina Truver. And like you said, sometimes, and a lot of times we liken this sport to basketball in the way that it's played, the way that it's moving. Sometimes in basketball, you just got to see it go in. Could be the case here.
Yeah, you make that comparison. Shooters, we see a lot of the time, after a dead ball will shoot still. And you'll see players in the NBA block it. And a lot of people will say it's because the defense doesn't want the shooter to see that ball go in. Because that's all it is. It's half the battle is mental. And that could be the case here tonight. Now that they've seen it go in, who knows?
I mean, after those saves, Allen probably looked like she was consuming the entire net. Like there was no avenue to the back of the twine. The whistle blows, and getting fouled on the play is India Sudan. To make another comparison, sometimes when you're simply not hitting in baseball, it looks like a ping pong ball is coming from the mound. When you're on fire, it's a beach ball. We'll see if that has an effect on the Cardinals, that psychological effect. That one knocked loose, and Lears almost let it trickle past her and into the cage. Not the case, though, as Clausen has it after getting a yellow card pulled out on her earlier in this game.
And that's exactly what you want if you're the Cardinals. You got on the board. You got on the board finally, but unfortunately, turnover kind of kills that momentum that you had going back the other way after getting a good stop on defense.
Muscle pushed down from behind. On the foul was Paige Nadherning. And now Muscle, who has 2 goals tonight, situates herself with 14:40 to go here in the first half. Thrown across and incomplete, never found its intended target. And a high pop-up on the infield is called back because of a foul. We'll journey across the athletic campus and update you on some of the other North Central athletic games and performances this season, as unbelievably, spring is almost near its end. The sports season has flown by. Thrown away off the sideline, and it will be possessed by Carthage.
And again, the Lady Red pressuring the ball heavily. And the Cardinals seem lost. Don't know how to react, and they've made a lot of mistakes here early on.
And it's not only when the Cardinals are threatening to score. It is a consistent pressure.
Almost like a full court press.
To again bring out the analogy. But it is true.
And it's not something that the Cardinals have seen, at least here at home, that we've watched. Teams have been hesitant to pressure the ball on their offensive side of the field.
Keep in mind that sometimes, and oftentimes I would even say, it'll take a team an adjustment period to get used to it, and then once they do, floodgates open, and that draws another yellow card. Third one of the first half, the second belonging to Carthage, as Deachin is hammered. 13:22 to go. Is the ball in play? Deachin started drifting.
She's trying to get as close as she possibly can to that net.
Gives off, and Maddie McHugh possesses. Records flashing to the net. Now trailing her on the play, but the pass incomplete. Intended for, I believe, was Truver. And a hacking foul on North Central. That was actually Annabelle Steiner, who came slicing into the lane.
Had that pass been completed and got through, that's an easy one-on-one.
Needless to say, what's on the line tonight, it's a berth into the conference championship game. But aside from that, North Central is unbeaten at home this year. So that perfect record is being put to the test right now as they trail Carthage 4-1.
Not only that, their offense has been on a hot streak at home as of late, scoring 20-plus goals 4 times over the last 4 games. So there you have it.
As of right now, it doesn't look like they'll reach that mark with 1 through the first 18 minutes. This is certainly not how I saw this game playing out, but that's, again, why they don't play these on paper. Cardinals score 16.5 goals a game. They only allow 8. Can they get their second here? And the pass is picked off. And as she was tumbling to the ground, Katie Stell lost control. And now it's Carthage ball at the 20.
And perhaps a bad decision there. Didn't really need to make that pass. Had a wide open field in front of you. Only a defender on the left. One coming up from behind.
I was going to say, seemed like kind of a footstep maneuver where you started hearing things and you started maybe getting paranoid that something was coming from behind.
But that's what you got to do right now on offense. You have to build some confidence and believe in yourself that you can do this.
And the goal for McNamara, but she also hits the turf and comes up limp. Makes the score 5-1, but at what cost? Looks like she might have injured herself on the play. As she's being supported by teammates walking off the field.
We talked earlier that McNamara is one of the key players on this Lady Red team. Not really what you want to see.
Team leader in assists. The trainer meets them halfway out there. And she will come off the field. I hate to see that. And hopefully she's all right. 46 assists. That is a high total. That is a very selfless player. I mean, the next closest on this squad is 18 for Muscle. So after a brief delay to get McNamara off the field, we'll be back to Lacrosse in just a second.
And to make kind of a comparison to the Cardinals' best assist getter is Addie Records with 32. That's still 14 less. So it really shows you, 46 may not seem like a high number, but when you compare it to Addie Records, who has an incredible amount of points.
Pass intended for McHugh, and overshoots the target and collected by Allen. Cardinals really struggling on the offensive end. Been real tough to get anything going. And a whistle blows this dead. Free shot here for Carthage. 10:30 to go. And whipped in there as the Lady Reds strike again. And this time it's India Sudin. 6-1 Carthage.
Lady Red coming out really with a strong desire to win, and so far Cardinals kind of look lost on both sides of the field. And still plenty of time left in the game, but you have to imagine at some point Coach Fiala is going to have to make a drastic adjustment on both sides to get this team going.
She's already made one move, pulling Camille Sagacio out of net, but now her replacement, Abigail Lears, has given up just as many goals. Six to 1, 10:20 to go. Free ball and given off to the Cardinals. There's a whistle, and now Truver carries it in. Gives off to Deachin. Deachin draws the foul. And Deachin, for a second time tonight, finds the twine. Has the only two North Central goals, and they're both big ones, as North Central trails now 6-2 on the scoreboard.
You asked who's going to be the one to step up, and it seems so far that Deachin has taken this game into her own hands.
And that's exactly what the doctor ordered for this dry spell offensively for the Cardinals.
If you got to imagine that Deachin's probably thinking, if I can get going, score a few goals, the defense is going to start focusing more on me, thus opening up opportunities for the rest of her teammates to get going and possibly get them back in this game quick, fast, and in a hurry.
And a whistle will stop play as Truver was chipped at. We have our eye on the radar right now, and with a little luck, we might just get this game in. Looks like we're in the clear for some time. Of course, other things can pop up. It is the weather, and it is the Chicagoland area. Scranton misses wide left, and the Cardinals there to reclaim the loose ball.
Guys, if we get his leg in the air, we got to.
Pressured and coughing up the ball, but getting it back is McHugh. And coughs it up again. And a fine defensive effort. And a nice job behind the net, working away, Emily Lima. Boy, the recruiting area for this Carthage team is high and wide and everywhere. Products from Minnesota, Michigan, Colorado, Illinois, Massachusetts, Wisconsin, California, Ohio, Kansas, New Jersey, and to kick it all off, Botswana. Didn't see that one coming, did you?
I can't say I did.
Francistown, Botswana is the hometown of Esmao Diallo.
Freshman.
There are some local products in this game. And I have a familiar feeling that Savannah Geisler has met with Jessica Deitchen on occasion. Geisler is a Naperville Central product, Deitchen being a Naperville North product. Can't forget Paige Nadherney, also a North product, and a Mattia Valley alum, and Rebecca Clausen.
So lots of familiar faces in tonight's game.
Here comes Carthage, leading 6-2, 7:55 to go here in the second half. Give and go, and just not executed well enough. Space opened up, and had it been connected, Muscle would have had a really nice angle to the goal. Off the stick of Lears, and she's tracking it down and extending herself way beyond the goal, and she'll have it.
Extending herself on that play, but showing confidence in the fact that she was going to get that ball for her team. So good play all around.
7.5 to go. Nadherney traveling past midfield. Now Deitchen with it. Gives off to Steiner. And a whistle will stop play for the moment. Steiner will have it at the 10-meter line. Bouncer, no good. Shot around. Ground ball still being fought for. Chopped at by McHugh. Out the back of the end zone it goes, and down goes McHugh. Have the peanut gallery in effect tonight. McHugh splits a pair of defenders. And the backhanded shot is just wide. Barely off target. Carthage able to track down the miss. And a timeout taken, I believe, by Carthage. 6:17 remaining first half. 6-2 the score. Lady Red with the lead, and we'll be back on NCTV 17.
Carthage.
And we're back to lacrosse here on NCTV 17. First round, the semifinals of the conference tournament. Carthage and North Central battling here inside Benedetti Worldy Stadium. Kevin Jackman alongside Zach Bucher. And the Lady Red, who come in as the 3 seed, currently on an upset bid to take down the number 2 seed. And a foul on North Central. Steiner drawing the whistle. This Lady Red team, Zach, has come out and, using a term from football, blitzed this North Central defense.
Yeah, the pressure on offense has been there. They've gotten nice, easy looks, and they've capitalized on them. And the defense has been airtight on the Cardinals. A lot of on-ball pressure, and it's caused the Cardinals to make quite a few mistakes here early in the game.
And that shot goes just a bit outside.
More baseball references. Well, other sport references.
Hey, when the weather's this nice, you can reference just about any sport.
Should keep a tally how many times we reference another sport.
Shot clock wound down and out on the Lady Red with 4:47 to go. And now Mink Richardson Clerk is journeying up the field, winding her way past pressure. And now a foot race to the ball. And Deitchen battling for it and gets siphoned off. And a lot of contact here. Still loose and finally picked up. And Deitchen made contact with a Carthage player and who is still down on the play. Looks like she might have taken a stick handle to the mouth or something to that effect. The trainer will come out to tend to her as she looks visibly shaken up at the 20-yard line.
And no call from the referee, so no malcontent there with the play. Probably, as you said, just a stray stick catching her in the mouth or to something of that degree.
Something definitely above the shoulders. You don't want to speculate, but she went down in a hurry. And the player is Asmao Diallo, the Botswana native. And she'll walk off under her own power after being consulted by the doctors and the trainers here on staff. And again, like you said, that official was right there. And he actually signified that there was no ill intent, there was no egregious foul.
It was just an unfortunate case of two players battling for the ball, and just an unnatural movement caused some harm.
Hopefully she's all right, as her team leads 6-2. Lady Red maintained possession of it with 4:12 to play here in the first half. And that one will go off the sideline, and it'll be Cardinal ball. Cardinals wasting no time. Down the field it goes, picked up by Addie Records, and she's fouled on the play. She just continues on.
It almost feels like this may be the first time that Records has even had the ball in her net.
For longer than just a second or two. Gets it to the top to Deitchen, who misses on the catch attempt. 3.5 to play. Carthage really focusing on Deitchen, bringing two defenders her way. And you can't blame them.
Her having the only 2 goals for North Central. If she does get into an opportunity where she can find a teammate, she probably should take advantage of it. Just not right there.
Third goal of the game, only 3 goals for North Central. As the Cardinals now have half of what the Lady Red have. It's 6-3 with 3:20 to play here in the first.
And it may not seem like a lot, especially given there's been almost 27 minutes that have passed, and you have only 3 goals to show for. But it's an improvement from what we saw out of North Central in the first 15 minutes or so. And you don't have to try and get the deficit back all in one go or in 2 or 3 consecutive possessions. You have all game to chip away. As long as your defense is holding tight, you can take all the time in the world, well, up until there's not much time left in the game.
Yeah, that's not a good idea. Claiming this one, it's Truver. But to your point, it would be a big play here if the Cardinals can find their way back to the scoreboard. And again, cut into this deficit, make it a 2 or 1 goal game.
Yeah, we saw this same situation after their second goal. They scored their second one. Deitchen scored her second one, I should say. And almost immediately on the other end got a turnover on defense, but then proceeded to turn it right back over. That would have been a huge swing if they could have came down and set up their offense and potentially scored again.
Pass was off target. Record pick it up.
So this could be a really big possession for them.
Deitchen makes it 6-4. Crowd celebrates with 2:24 to play in the first half, and Deitchen owns all 4 North Central tallies.
And I do believe, if I remember correctly from the other day, you mentioned that Deitchen didn't end up playing in the regular season finale.
That's true. She drew a red card for something that happened in the game prior and had to sit.
Doesn't seem like she was too happy about it so far. Wanted to get back out there and help her team.
Atoning for lost time, making up for it. And Carthage will just start with it. I missed something. I was looking down and...
There must have been something on the draw control.
Yeah. Big time contact. Both players going down in a heap. Carthage ball.
And that was Clausen again with a big check. In my mind, she might have gotten lucky there, not drawing another yellow card.
Just over 2 minutes to go.
2 minutes remaining. 2 minutes remaining.
Carthage trying to get back the momentum that has been stolen away. Cardinals trying to get a turnover. Oh, there it is.
Cardinals have done a pretty good job over the last 10 minutes or so, stepping up their defense and really solidifying this slight comeback so far. They haven't came all the way back just yet, but you have to admit they got quite a bit of the momentum back thanks to Jessica Deachin.
65 seconds remaining. And a whistle will stop the clock. Now under a minute to go. Hold on, the clock started and the play did not. So they should put 1 minute and 9 seconds back on the clock. No time put back up. Interesting decision there. That's a good strategy. Give it to Deachin. She does have 4 goals. Richardson Clerk draws a foul on her way to the net. And now she'll get a free shot. 40 seconds left. Yo, just barely. And the goalkeeper, Allen, was fouled after collecting that one. 33 seconds remaining. So does Carthage simply try and waste the time?
I feel like if you're Carthage, you want to try and at least get one more shot off. So they've accomplished goal number 1, which was getting it across midfield. Now you settle into your offense and try and get a good shot off here.
And Lears snags that away. 6 seconds remaining. Launches it downfield. Picked off by Carthage. 3, 2, and that'll do it. Oh, the official was signifying for a stoppage in play, but we've hit the half. We'll go to the break. 10-minute timeout. On the other side, join us on NCTV 17.
6 for Central, 4.
What a finish to that first half that was. North Central was down in the dumps, trailing 6-1. And then just Deachin happened, and well, we have a 6-4 score.
The one-player wrecking crew that was Jessica Deachin.
Seriously. Carthage raced out to that 6-1 lead, but North Central finishing the half with 3 consecutive goals. And that was led by Deachin, who has all 4 North Central tallies tonight.
Yeah, back her up.
A new 30 minutes. We're already 45 seconds in.
How many times you gonna let her happen? How about you back her up?
A lot of fans in attendance tonight. We've heard from a lot of them over our crowd mic.
Yeah, this is a matchup that both teams are pretty good, and you have to imagine they have fans that travel pretty well.
Certainly seems like
a
it.
Playoff game.
Yeah. Nice move made and a goal. Muscle, the goal scorer, and it's now 7-4. A minute and 6 seconds into the second half. Third goal for Muscle tonight. And that's the first goal in a long while for this Carthage Lady Red team.
Yeah, the Cardinals have been doing a really good job of solidifying their defense in the second part of the first half. Just a little bit of a breakdown there defensively. Gonna have to step it up, though, in this half.
Carthage hadn't scored since the 10:28 mark in the first half.
There you go. Come on, Nicole.
And a whistle on the play. And a yellow card on Muscle.
Stick to the face. And contrary to what the fan you may hear is saying, I don't really think it matters if it's intentional or not. If the stick makes contact with the player's head, that's an immediate yellow card.
Pretty sure you're right. Records out in front, fouled on the play.
Have to be about player safety, especially in college. A lot of young athletes trying their best to play at a high level.
Records too high and out of play. Pass for Records broken up. Ground ball being fought for in front of the net, and Cardinals draw the foul. Allen in goal has been phenomenal tonight. Aside from those late goals in the first half, she has stopped 8 shots, all by her lonesome. Richardson Clerk trying to find an entryway into the lane. Rejected not once but twice, still persistent, and picks up her own loose change. Pass out in front, goal from Annabelle Steiner.
Nice sign to finally see someone else not named Jessica Deachin getting on the scoreboard, because this Cardinal team, they're going to need all the help that they can get.
That's a Cardinal goal by number 23, Annabelle Steiner, assisted by number
Steiner
20,
threw her
Jessica Deacon.
stick down defiantly after that goal, as if to say, hey, let's go.
And that, especially having scored now a little over 2 minutes into the second half, whereas opposed to the first half, it took them nearly 15 plus minutes to get on the board. So these players are fired up. They know they can win this game. And it's just a matter of executing on offense.
Whistle will pull the players back towards midfield. And Truver picks it up. Cardinals can pull to within 1.
This is a big possession. Don't want to try and do too much, but you want to execute your offense the way that would probably score you a goal.
Records twirls out of the lane. That's Scranton, excuse me. Deachin with it. To the net. Goal, North Central, Jessica Deachin.
And now we're starting to see the North Central team that we have been used to seeing in past home contests.
Deachin with 5.
Goal by number 20, Jessica Deachin.
And the Cardinals suddenly to within 1. 26-28 to go in the second half.
You're the best!
Deachin also on the draw control right now. And it hardly goes anywhere, and it's claimed by Carthage. This might be a chess match the rest of the way.
Yeah, especially with North Central making a comeback here. If you're the Lady Red, you want to be methodical on offense. You want to make the most of every possession that you get.
And that foul on Evelyn Wagner. She draws the yellow card. Whoops.
And not really what you want if you're the Cardinals. Need everybody you can get on defense at this point. You have the momentum. You've scored 2 consecutive goals. You really need a stop here.
Free position for the Lady Red. I believe that's India Sudin. Makes a cut and has to back it out. Out in front. And Lady Reds back on the board. Nicole Bowman finding the back of the net, and it widens the gap back to 2.
This is what I was talking about. The Lady Red being very patient on offense. The Cardinals may have started to make their comeback, but right now the Lady Red have the driver's seat, and they're controlling the pace of this game.
Nicole Bowman, assisted by number 4, Megan McNamara.
Megan McNamara on the assist, and it's good to see her back in the game after suffering what appeared to be some sort of leg injury in the first half.
Go, Jesse! Give the ball to Deacon!
It's been a good strategy so far tonight, giving the ball to Jessica Deachin, 5 goals. It's more of a matter of getting on the offensive end and giving her an opportunity. That's not going to be the case this time around. Good defense on display from Annabelle Steiner. Now Richardson Clerk's turn to deny entry into the lane. It doesn't matter. Jessie Gibson scores. The freshman from long range makes it a 3-goal game. Just under 25 to play.
Lears looked like she was not expecting the shot on that, and as you mentioned, that was a pretty deep shot. So unfortunate, but you got to bounce back now if you're the Cardinals. A couple of goals to respond to theirs here for the Lady Red.
Went to the half 6-4. Lady Red went up 7-4. North Central responded with 2 goals of their own, and now 2 for Carthage. Round 1 of the conference tournaments, and for the first time in program history, the North Central women's lacrosse team is hosting a contest. Of course, they would much rather win than be just another footnote in the program history. A battle for the ground ball, picked up and pushed to the ground. Cardinals able to control. And Deachin flips it out ahead to Richardson Clerk. Bobbles it, picks it back up. Shot on goal, Allen, and it's out in front. And she squeezes through the Cardinal defense and lofts it downfield. Cardinals collide and, turns it over. Technically not a turnover. The Cardinals never had possession, but certainly seemed in position to claim that loose ball. Seems like this has just been a game of adjustments.
Yeah, and not just adjustments after a couple of minutes, but immediate adjustments because, as we saw, 2 quick goals to pull within 1 for the Cardinals, and the Lady Red responded almost immediately with 2 of their own, making the adjustments they needed on offense to get back into the score column. And now it's going to be up to the Cardinals to make their adjustments.
Lears able to get a paw on that one.
And that was big.
That was big. And the whistle stops play for just a beat. Paige Nadherney sprinting up the sideline. Gives off to Addie Records. Out in front and skipping through is Truver. To McHugh it goes. Now Records coming around the corner.
Yeah, nice job, baby.
Fakes the pass and has it stripped away, but a foul.
No.
I'm not too sure about that one. Looked pretty clean. But gives Addie Records a free shot out in front.
And at this point, you'll take all the free shots you can get if you're the Cardinals.
Yeah, I'd say so. I don't think anybody on that North Central sideline's going, oh, you know, let's revisit this. Records goes low. The Cardinals' score goes higher. It's now 9-7.
And that was kind of an adjustment in of itself. A lot in the first half, the Cardinals were trying to go top shelf on Allen, and it was not working out for them in the slightest. Addie Records getting her first opportunity to score and making a mental note, hey, I'm going to go low this time, and it pays off for her.
Those are those in-game adjustments that tend to pay off. 22:10 to go, 9-7, Carthage with the advantage. It's been an up and down game. Cardinals for a moment looked like they were going to get blown out 6-1. And then the impressive streak by Jess Deachin to close out the first half, 3 straight goals. In fact, she was the goal scorer for all 4 North Central marks in the opening 30. Has another one in the second half, but has gotten some more help from teammates on the offensive end here in the second stanza.
And that's when we've seen this Cardinal team be really good, is when there are a lot of contributors on the offense.
Richardson Clerk had a nice avenue down Main Street and had the shot blocked by Allen, but too much contact, and it gives her the free shot. Richardson Clerk right into the net of Allen, and Cardinals committing the infraction. That pass high, turned right over. Out in front of the net, Richardson Clerk mobbed.
And that was almost expected from the Lady Red. You got Richardson Clerk right in front of the goal with no defensive help. You almost expect that.
Doesn't matter. Richardson Clerk gets it anyhow. Back to a 1-goal game. 9-8, 21:37 to go. Cardinals were arguing, and a lot of fans were too, that the goalie was the one that committed the foul, and then she should have been the one to exit that area. But it didn't ultimately matter. It's now 9-8. What an intriguing matchup, and we'll have a timeout on our hands. We'll be back on the other side on NCTV 17. So the Cardinals now find themselves down a goal. It seems improbable, considering the fact that they trailed by 5, almost seemingly out of the get-go in this one. But they've battled back, and all that perseverance is on the precipice of paying off.
And that's what you got to do, especially in a playoff game. You're never down and out of a game as long as you...
Whoa! What?
Well, what I was going to say, as long as you keep persevering, like you said. But that was just a good bounce.
I was looking to the back of the end zone to see if there was a Cardinal in the area to try and recover that botched pass, but well, fortunately for the red and white, it went in. I don't know how you award that goal to anybody aside from Lady Luck.
I don't even know what to say. That was just a weird instance in probably one of the more important games of the season. So you got to be pretty happy if you're the Cardinals on the way that ball took a bounce.
And that ball took a friendly bounce as well, and the Cardinals can take their first lead of the game. Out in front, oh my goodness! Nellie Scranton gives the Cardinals a 10-9 lead.
And remember how I said earlier? That could open the floodgates. And it didn't in the first half, but they got going here to start the second half. And now the floodgates have opened for the Cardinals.
9-3 run for North Central. I would call that quite a streak.
They've found their groove on offense, and now it's up to them to stay consistent, stick with it, and lock it down on defense.
This is truly unbelievable. I thought midway through that first half like it was going to be all Carthage. I mean, everything showed Carthage up 6-1. Wow. Another draw control won by NCC. They're not going to take a 2-goal lead, are they?
This is a lot of what we saw throughout the season, though. They would get on a roll and win a few consecutive draw controls, and next thing you know, they're up by 5 or 6.
Addie Records fouled on her way cutting across the crease. She'll get a free shot from that opposite side. 20:39 to go here in the second half. This game is very far from being over. Across, and the pass is not connected on. Picked up by Steiner. Another pass that is errant. And the whistle goes against North Central, I believe. So a turnover. Keep in mind, by the way, the 48-minute mark might be coming up soon. It's going to be about 8.5 minutes away. I don't know what the weather situation is right now. We can check in just a moment. But if this game reaches 48 minutes, if for whatever reason it has to be suspended, it would be an official game.
Now, you don't really want to rely on the weather if you are the Cardinals at this point. It'd be a nice help, but right now you got to focus on locking down the defense, making sure that the Lady Red don't respond right here.
Right now it's 9-10, and it appears like the next thunderstorm might come in late half of that 10 o'clock hour. So I think we might be in the clear. Of course, we're going to knock on wood.
You never know. In a few minutes, it might start moving a little faster than anticipated.
Pass is taken away by Lears.
It's a big stop right there.
Hold on a moment. And they're going to reshuffle the deck and send Jesse Gibson behind the net.
Hey, you're scared, Jess!
Evelyn Wagner gets it out to Jess Deachin. And she draws the foul.
You can't stop the deep!
Records picks up the loose ball.
Nice job, Pete!
Long pass finds its target.
Come on, Ray!
And here come the Lady Reds in an attempt to tie the game at 10. Ball winding towards the sideline, but saved from going out of play by McNamara. Out in front, and the pass. It's going to be a ground ball up the sideline, controlled by Carthage.
Gotta have better passes than that, especially off of turnovers. With this game being as close as it is, each possession is going to be super crucial.
Dumped into the goal. Good for Muscle. Hold on. That might not score. Or will it? Yellow card on the Cardinals. Does the goal count? The stick still lies on the ground. I believe they're going to count this goal. And if they do, we'll hit a timeout, tied at 10. We'll be back.
Timeout, North Central. Lady Reds goal by number 1, Rachel Muscle.
We're all tied up, 10 goals apiece. And it'll be Carthage possession. Defense rejecting the advances of the Lady Red. 17:26 to go. Pass out in front, draws a whistle. And a free shot coming for Elena Herman.
Let's go, Elena!
Let's talk for Deachin. Hey, shut it down!
Back her up!
Shut it down!
Shot on goal, blocked by Lears. Still out in front. Carthage in position to strike. And the shot way errant. Pass blocked by the Cardinals. Nadherney right there. The ball stripped loose. Ground ball scooped up. And Richardson Clerk trampled at the 15-yard line. Draws the whistle. Cardinals will have it with 16:38 to go. Long pass. Ground ball won by NCC.
Come on, Rachel! Nice!
And a whistle chopped on the arm. And Nadherney loses possession.
Not a smart move there.
Come on!
Dump off underneath. Muscle with another one.
Not a good choice by Nadherney, and it comes back to bite him. Can't be trying to make those kind of moves at midfield when you're double teamed, because they're going to result in turnovers. And at this point in the game, you cannot be turning the ball over carelessly.
15:54 remaining in this one. Semi-final game between North Central and Carthage. There is a fan who may have an unhealthy obsession with Jessica Deachin. Although tonight it might be acceptable with the way she's playing. Or it might just be a family member. The optimist in me is saying the latter of those options. Balmy night here on campus of North Central. Humid, hot. It's been stormy. Winner of the game will face Illinois Wesleyan, who beat up pretty good on Carroll 14-2. It's a pretty mild final for Illinois Wesleyan, too. Ground ball goes through everyone, still being fought for. So everybody seemingly has a stick in there, and finally Richardson Clerk picks it up. Ahead to Rebecca Clausen. She's being pursued from behind, and a whistle. And now the Cardinals can try and tie this game up at 11. Deachin with it. And draws a foul. She'll get a free shot.
Still 15 minutes to go in the game, but each and every one of these possessions seems to have their own importance, and it could turn the tide of the game like that if one team is not careful.
Tie ball game, 11 all. Jessica Deachin again with the goal, single-handedly keeping this North Central team in it tonight with her 6th goal, 7th point overall. Nobody has more than 2 aside from Deachin, and that's Christina Truver with 2 assists. How about them apples?
Well, as we've mentioned earlier, Deachin's been on a tear tonight. Whether it just be that she decided I'm going to take this game over and help lead my team to a victory, or trying to atone for her absence in the last regular season game. Either way, she's been a crucial part of behind the reason that the Cardinals are even in this game.
I mean, without her performance in the first half alone, this wouldn't be a game. Richardson Clerk claims it and tries to maintain possession of it, but it's taken away by Carthage. So more sloppy passing at midfield, and the same goes for the Lady Red. Steiner with it. 14:26 to go. On the far side, McHugh lost it for a moment. Out in front, Deachin, yes! Beautiful feed from McHugh. Take that back, that was Annabelle Steiner.
Either way, excitement. Because the Cardinals, once again, have the lead.
And it's a Cardinal goal by number 23, Annabelle Steiner, assisted by number 17.
I saw the 2 on the back of the jersey and just assumed it was 20. I don't know if you can fault me for that.
I can't say I do.
$14:01 to go. And Richardson Clerk claims another. Dishes off to Steiner, who just scored. Racing in, lost the ball, draws a foul.
And after this game going back and forth, I was just going to say, Cardinals could really take hold of this if they could score here.
Again, it's Annabelle Steiner. 2 straight, not just to break the tie, but to take a 2-goal lead. Holy smokes. 3-0 run by North Central. And Carthage might need to think about a timeout coming up to try and stem the tide and shift the momentum. Because this thing right now is all NCC.
And I'm going to make another basketball comparison here, but basketball is a game of runs. Sometimes more than other, but that's what this game has been. It seems it's just been a game of runs so far. It hasn't been this back and forth affair, other than perhaps the last couple minutes before this 3-0 run. But the Lady Red opened up the game on a 6-1 run. And then, as you mentioned, at the start of the second half, the Cardinals came back with their own 9-3 run. And then it was a 2-0 run, followed by a 2-0 run for both teams, and then it was back and forth. And now we have a 3-0 run that has really kind of grabbed hold of this game for the Cardinals.
But I said it before, and I'll say it again, it's far from over.
Oh, absolutely. And I've said it plenty tonight. They need to lock it down on defense now if they want to solidify this run and improve upon it.
Don't see McNamara out there right now. Ah, there she is. She is at the top, kind of in the swinging gate formation. Ball pops loose and claimed by Carthage. With it is Kristen Hairston. Now McNamara controls. Correct me if I'm wrong, but what I'm seeing right now is just a more intense North Central team. It seems like they've really honed in.
Yeah, and I said it in the first half, it just seemed like the Lady Red came out with more of a fire and desire to win this game. But that easily changed for the Cardinals here in the second half. They finally got their groove going on offense, and next thing you know, they're right in this game and taking the lead.
Carthage claims the goal. The North Central Cardinals thought that it might be disallowed because of a prior whistle.
That's a Lady Red goal by number 12, Elena Herman.
That's Elena Herman
Number 17, Jesse
to
Gibson.
cut the lead down to 1. And everybody in attendance back to mulling on some Tums. It's a 1-goal game. 12:14 to go.
Let's go, Cardinals!
Start delayed because of weather by about 40 minutes. That's why we're playing in to the 9 o'clock hour. Shriver with it. Lofts it ahead, gets it to Maddie McHugh. By the way, we've hit the 48-minute mark. And at this point, if there is inclement weather that forces this game to be suspended, it's an official game. So I think having the lead at this point is even more important than it normally would be. I know that sounds somewhat silly. You always want the lead, but you don't want to be playing from behind.
Absolutely.
And that helps. Richardson Clark with the goal, making it 14-12.
And we've talked a lot tonight about the play of Jessica Deachin, but over the last 10-15 minutes, the rest of her teammates have stepped up a lot and started to take some of the load off of her. And as you can see, this is when the Cardinals are really good. And now they're starting to pour it on offensively. Everyone's getting in their grooves and just finding the net.
I joked, and there was only 12 minutes to go in the first half. Right after you mentioned that the Cardinals had scored 20 goals in each of their last 4 games here at home, I said, I don't think that's happening tonight. The Cardinals with just 1 goal. They got 14. There's still 12 minutes remaining.
And with the way this game is going, you might need 20 if you're the Cardinals.
The Cardinals will be awarded possession.
And if they can keep winning draw controls and capitalizing on turnovers, they could seal this game up pretty quickly here.
Lightning flashing in the background. Far enough in the distance not to alert the system here at NCC. With every lightning strike, it's a half-an-hour delay.
Are you kidding me?
A whistle blows and gives Addie Records possession. Maddie McHugh comes around the bend, has it knocked out of her pocket,
Get that ball.
and she's sandwiched, and another whistle blows. .11 flat remaining. Looks like McHugh just wants to rip it She's kind of in that position, isn't she?
Yeah. And the last couple of reset shots have been shots by Richardson Clark where she just let it loose and it worked.
That one did not work, but not for a lack of trying. Richardson Clark all alone, off the pipe. And the ball resting in the crease gives Miller, make that Allen, a chance to pick it up. (14-12), 11:40 to go. And a foul on Clausen, trying to deny Herman the lane. Free shot. Here it comes. Lear snags it. Kicks it out, and the Cardinals on the prowl. Thrown ahead. McHugh with it. Gets it to Addie Records, but it's popped loose. Scranton with it. Out in front. Yeah!
Trickles in, but you'll take it.
3-goal lead for NCC. They trailed by 5 in the first half. They now own a 15-12 advantage.
And if there was ever a game or example to show us that this team is legit, I believe this game is a perfect example. We've experienced blowout after blowout during the regular season from the Cardinals. And then this is their first real test that we've seen.
On their home court, yeah.
And they've responded wonderfully to a large deficit, staying with the game, staying with their game plan, and just executing down the stretch.
Foul on Carthage will give Jess Deachin the ball. Steiner with it. And able to split a pair of defenders. 9.5 to play, second half. McHugh patiently waits with the Cardinals up 3. There's no more feverish pace. You don't need it. You still want some goals, though.
And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to look for an opening and execute their offense the way they have been.
Oh. And an infraction by the goalie, Allen, will give the Cardinals the ball behind the net. And a goal for NCC, put in by Truver, who appears to have taken a hit on her way to the net, but in the process makes it a 16-12 score.
This is a much different team we are seeing right now. It's almost night and day from the first half to the second half.
Let's go, Truber! Let's go, Frank! Let's go, Deachin!
8:57 to go. North Central currently in the lead and the favorite to face Illinois Wesleyan in the conference championship game. And a foul will give Carthage the ball. Keep in mind the last time North Central faced Illinois Wesleyan, it was a 14-4 loss at Bloomington. Carthage not exactly faring much better with the Cardinals taking this one away. Carthage losing 17-2 to the Titans.
Illinois Wesleyan just a solid and very good lacrosse team. And we've seen this Cardinal team perform exceptionally well. And I don't feel like that 14-4 game really shows you just how good this Cardinal team can be. Everybody has an off day every once in a while.
7:55 to go. Out in front, and a whistle will give the Lady Red, I believe, a free shot. Muscle sneaks it past Lears to slow the Cardinals' roll. Lady Red really needed that one.
Oh, yeah. At this point in the game, you're under 10 minutes to go. Well, now under 8, I guess, if you want to get specific, but they really needed it. The Cardinals seemed like they were running away with it, 16-12, really just pouring it on offensively. Perhaps we still have much game to be played. These Lady Red not giving up so easily.
And not really all that surprised either. .741 to go, and the Cardinals and Lady Red battling down to the wire here inside Benedetti Worldly Stadium for the right to advance to the conference championship game. And Lady Red claiming this one as well. Cardinals denying access near the net. Muscle trying to find room. Nice snag there out in front and fouled. Gibson with a nice move.
Come on, Jess!
I would be intimidated if I was a goalie. I'm coming next year right now. I hope you're ready.
Free shot. Waiting. Here we go. Snagged by Lears again. Nice save, and that was a big one.
Absolutely. And we've been saying a lot that, you know, the Cardinals have stepped up on offense, but Abigail Lears really stepped into the goal unexpectedly when Segisio was pulled after 3 goals in the early going, and she's responded phenomenally. It may not seem like it giving up 12 goals, but she's done a good job when called upon.
8 saves tonight. Does have 10 goals against, but that 44% save percentage, right in the ballpark of being above average.
And with your offense stepping up the way they have, you can really live with some of those.
Deachin, another goal. Give her 7 on the night. You don't need to give it to her. She'll take them.
At this point, that's pretty much what she has done. She grabbed this game by the horns early on and really established herself on the offense.
Big flash of lightning in the area. Somewhat close to the stadium. As we believe it at this moment, there are no storms expected until maybe 10:30. But I've seen an increase in lightning strikes in the last few minutes, kind of on the periphery of the stadium.
Although, haven't heard any claps of thunder as far as I can tell, which would signify that it's pretty close. But anything can happen, and things can change at any moment.
.6:15 to go. And the pass is broken up. That was intended for Savannah Geisler, the local Naperville Central product. And a foul will give it to NCC. And was that a lightning strike? And that's a lightning strike, I believe. It's going to cause a delay in play with 5:52 to go, maybe? So with 5:52 to go, we'll have a break. We'll be back in about a minute. We're going to figure out exactly where we stand, if we have to wait the half an hour before the game is called, or if the Cardinals have won the game. So we'll step aside for a second. We'll be right back on NCTV 17.
Great job, Cards! Great job teaching!
I didn't hear any Beauregard go off. It was those two horns, wasn't it? I thought those two horns were somebody doing the... No, the whole sky gets like a whole. No, I understand that, but the Thorgard didn't go off. They don't have one here, I don't think. Yes, there is one. They didn't go off earlier either.
Welcome back, and at this moment, they are going to go to a 30-minute break, a lightning timeout. The game has not been called. They are sending the teams to the locker rooms, and they're also going to vacate the fans from the grandstand. In the meantime, we'll send it back to the station. We'll take a timeout, at least a 30-minute break. We may have a conclusion to the game, but we'll find that out a little later on. But stick with us from Benedetti Worley Stadium, where the Cardinals lead the Carthage Lady Reds 17-13 with under 6 to play in the semifinal game of the conference tournament. Welcome back, folks. It's a late night here on the campus of North Central College. We've had to wait twice for lightning delays, but alas, we might have a chance of finishing this lacrosse game this evening. First round of the CCIW Women's Lacrosse Championship. And this semifinal matchup between the Cardinals and the Lady Red it's been a real good one. The Cardinals have emerged from a 6-1 hole in the first half to now have a 17-13 lead, but play was suspended with 5:52 to go in the second half. That game, this game, it feels like two separate games, but this game was suspended back around 9:40 or so. It's now about 10:23, and the grace period for warm-ups about 5 minutes. So now these teams have been allotted enough time to get loose, get limber, and trying to finish off these final 6 minutes. With all that said, I'm Kevin Jackman alongside Zach Bucher, and Zach, this Cardinal team has played really well.
Yeah, after a really, really slow start, as opposed to what we've seen them do the entire regular season, they really found their stride in this second half and have really ran with it. And it just seems like they want it more right now than the Lady Red, which is contrary to what we saw in the first half.
So as a reminder, it's 17-13. There's 5:30 to go here in the game. And a good contingency of fans have stuck around to watch the conclusion of this one. Because while North Central, for the most part, felt like they were on their way to a victory, and that certainly helps their bid. A goal from Maddie McHugh. It was no sure thing, but now with that goal, it's a 5-goal lead with 5 minutes remaining. That's almost too much of an insurmountable lead to overcome for Carthage.
Especially with the way that the Cardinals have been playing defense in this second half. Like we keep mentioning it, they're an entirely different team than they were in the first half. And they're just playing better than what the Lady Red are putting out there right now. Not saying that they have played poorly, because they have 13 goals. They're doing something right. It's just the Cardinals have exploded and just done a lot more in this second half.
In the first half, it was all Jessica Deachin, 4 goals for North Central, as they went into the locker room trailing 6-4, so she had all the goals. In the second half, she does have 3, and it's been a really impressive effort all night long from Jess. But she's had a lot of help in the second half, and you mentioned this as well. Annabelle Steiner with 3 goals, Minx Richardson-Clerk with 2, and Nellie Scranton with 2, and those have been the major support players here in the final stanza of this semifinal game. Goal good for Musselman, as she's had an impressive night. And chalk that up to her 7th goal of the evening. It's now 18-14.
Yeah, and she has been a lot of the offense for this Lady Red team, and she's not ready to go home without a fight. This is still very much reachable game for the Lady Red if they can continue to score and control these draw controls.
4:50 to go, second half. Still a lot of time.
Absolutely. 4:50 is plenty of time for any team, really, to get on the board 4 times.
This possession, I assume, will be key. And it'll be handed to the Lady Red. And tripped up. Minx Richardson-Clerk might have rolled an ankle as well. But hitting the deck on the play for Carthage is Jessie Gibson. And she had an impressive first 55 minutes or so, especially active early. Races in. Lear blocks the shot and scoops it away. And that's another storyline. Camille Sagacio is the conference leader in save percentage. She was yanked by Danielle Fiala just 3 goals into this game when the Cardinals sunk into a 3-0 hole. It's been Abigail Lear since. She's been pretty good.
Yeah, I said it earlier prior to the delay. Despite having given up 11 goals now at this point, she's done a fantastic job just solidifying the defense and keeping the Lady Red at bay long enough to give the Cardinal offense an opportunity to get back into this game. She didn't need to lock it down right then and there and hold them scoreless for 18 minutes like the Cardinals did in their last matchup against the Lady Red. She just needed to do her job and stop shots when she needed to, and she has done that tonight.
Deachin fouled on her way to the net. Going for goal number 8. Free shot forthcoming. There it is. Goal number 8, and the Cardinals back up by 5.
And with 3.5 minutes still to go, I don't know if we should really call that the dagger, but
sure feels like it.
It could very well be.
I have a tough time picturing 5 goals in a 3.5 minute span without the Cardinals scoring. I think that's the key. I could see 5 goals in 3.5 minutes, but to keep the other team off the board for that time would be tough to do.
And you also have to imagine if the Cardinals get any possession at any point over the course of these last 3.5 minutes, they're going to hold the ball for a substantial amount of that time. And well, there you have it.
And they'll get a chance to try and waste some clock.
Now, this isn't a team that we've really seen them try and waste the clock. They really like to score. But in a playoff game where both teams have been incredibly efficient on offense when they're going well, you might want to change your game plan up a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to play keep away. They have about 56 seconds that they can waste off the clock. Deachin with it. 2:40 to go in the game. Into the lane she goes and scores number 9.
Also, that's goal. That's goal number 20.
I'll give you the the honors of saying that. I scoffed. I scoffed when you said that back in the first half.
Cardinal goal by
and
number
here we
20, Jessica Deachin.
And you mentioned it at the start of the second half when we were at 14-12, that they could still get there. And here we are, 20-14 now.
Unreal. They had 1 goal through the first 18 minutes of this game.
And we talk about it so frequently. That's just how explosive this offense has been this season. As soon as those floodgates open, it's real hard to defend.
It really is. Truver battling for it for NCC against Musselman and claims it. Past midfield she goes, spins away from a couple of the defenders, gets it upfield, and it's going to be taken away by the Lady Red. Boy, there's a firework display lighting up the sky. It must be far enough away to not impact us here inside the stadium. We've already had 2 lightning delays, one to begin the contest. The game didn't actually start till 7:40.
2 minutes remaining.
And then another one striking with about 9:45, or at 9:45, I should say, with 5:52 to go in the contest. That went out the back of the end zone, and Lady Red have it. And a skipper. That'll do the trick. But with 1:36, spotlight seems to be dimming on Carthage's season.
Yeah, down 5 with
Lady Reds goal.
about 96 ticks left on the clock. You're pretty much going to have to be scoring almost every 15 seconds or so. Not really, probably the best math, but
Close enough.
close enough.
I don't think that math works out in reality, though. I think it's pretty safe to say the Cardinals will be moving on to the championship game. Tonight, a historic night. A program 10 years young, hosting its first postseason game. And it did not look pretty early.
Yeah, it looked like you said, a very young program hosting their very first playoff game, getting into something they've never been a part of. And the nerves and everything like that seemed to have looked like they got to them.
I love to point out this irony. Look how much time just came off the clock. Precisely 15 seconds. They're on pace, folks, to come back in this one. 20-16, 1:21 to go.
Lady Reds goal.
And
15, Nicole
a
Bowden.
timeout taken by North
17,
Central.
Jesse Gibson. Timeout, North Central.
We'll take one, too. Minute timeout. We'll be right back. Minute 20 to go. And as Zach and I were talking off the mic in between the break, really, the Cardinals just need to gain possession and play some keep away. We'll see if they can do that.
And the nice thing about where the Cardinals sit right now, they currently have 3 opportunities to do so.
If this gets from or goes from bad to worse.
Yeah, that's worst case scenario. But
Best case scenario is this.
yes,
For NCC, I should say.
and Truver making the smart play of just kind of holding it back.
Ooh, thrown towards the sideline. And the ground ball picked up by Carthage with exactly a minute remaining.
And that may have ended in a turnover, but that's still crucial ticks off the clock.
Yeah. Out in front, tic-tac-toe. Musselman, another goal. And despite the late hour, I'm still able to rhyme. I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back. 46.5 seconds remaining. It's now 20-14, 20-17. So I can rhyme, but I can't do math.
No.
You win some, you lose some. And after 3.5 hours on air, I'm losing more than I'm winning.
Lady Reds goal by number 1, Rachel Muscle.
And during the delay, we got to listen to some of your other work, and you had some gaffes during your voiceovers. So today's just been a little rough.
Never a dull moment. Never. Never, never, never. Especially tonight. This game was topsy-turvy.
From
Just when you
start
thought,
to finish.
when you thought the Lady Red were about to run away with this. Nope.
And just when we thought the Cardinals were going to cruise to a victory, nope.
Yeah, they took that 3-goal lead, and it was like, all right, they've got all the momentum, and this might just carry to the finish line. Turnover, Lady Red, 40 seconds remaining. They stopped the clock with 37 and a half, and now play resumes. And the Cardinals not making this easy.
30 seconds remaining. 30 seconds remaining.
3-goal lead.
Yeah, at this point, you really got to put all the pressure on the ball. If you foul someone, it's not the end of the world. You just don't want to give them the opportunity to get into the offensive zone, and well, there you have it.
And a yellow card handed out with 13 ticks remaining. Clausen cradles. She'll dish off way down the field. And that will do it. Jess Deachin hit hard a couple of times, and play will resume. Hold on a second. A half a second still on the clock. Deachin got the yellow card?
I think for retaliating after.
She didn't make contact.
She didn't make contact, but it might have been something that she might have said, albeit not really of any importance at this point.
Well, her team's victorious, 20-17 the final. North Central with the victory over Carthage in the semifinals of the conference tournament. Big win for the program, and it comes on the heels of an extremely impressive regular season.
Yeah, 15-2 on the regular season. They deserve to be where they're at right now. They played incredible all season long, and just when it seemed like all of that was going to go for naught, they did something at halftime. Coach Fiala said something to them, and it lit a fire, and they came out an entirely different team in the second half and really just took it to them. And as evidenced by the score, they